indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Select Board's rules of procedure are adopted annually to ensure a productive meeting. The Select Board meetings are in the public, not of the public, meaning the members in the attendance are entitled to the opportunity to comment, but the purpose of the meeting is for the board to be able to effectively and efficiently conduct the necessary business to govern the town. All questions and comments are to be directed to the chair, and the rules of procedure indicate that there will only be 2 minutes allotted for comment from any single person on any single topic. The rules of procedure are posted in the town hall and are available for everyone to review. Thank you.
All right, so we have tonight members in attendance. We have Bob Jones, Mike Beecher, Jessica Van Oort, Tom Collard, Rich Hewlett, and I'm Kristen Powers. I've got everybody else signed in, both here and online. Mike Beecher is our chair, so questions can be directed to him. So for our agenda tonight, the Lisa Wright, somehow that just got popped over from the last time for pre-requested, so that is not a pre-requested, but I've taken it off of yours, and Tom Covino is pre-requested to discuss the sub-grant agreement, a sub-grant agreement with you all. Other than that, did anybody else have any additions or deletions?
I'll do an update on the Merck grant during unfinished business.
Okay.
Because we had our first kickoff meeting today, so I can give a little report on that.
Okay. The minutes that need approval are from our last meeting, which was September 30th.
I'll move to approve those minutes.
Have a second?
I'll second those.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
One other thing that I forgot, this is our microphone talking stick, so you don't project when you talk into it, but it projects you for PEG TV, where we're being broadcasted for the world. So if you have anything to say tonight, members in attendance, you just have to make sure that you grab this and make sure that it's on. That was some feedback that I've gotten over the between this meeting and last time, so make sure that it's on, so it'll be flipped on, and make sure you talk into it, not with it. So it's a tool, not an accessory.
I found
So
yours for you.
thank you.
I'm just gonna move my chair.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it right here for accessibility purposes. Also, that's my Hunger Games reference. Excuse me,
Okay. So Tom Covino is pre-requested.
Okay. You have the floor, Tom.
It's on. All right. Do you have, it's the only copy, right?
Yes.
If you can give that to Mike, you can review that real quick. That is the sub agreement for highway safety program. We're asking that the select board review it and accept it, so we can get that started.
So this was that sub-grant that you talked about a while ago that lets you guys do some specific functions that will get paid back from...
Reimbursed back.
Right.
I remember that.
Did you look any of this over?
It's a contract with the Rutland County Sheriff's Department.
I believe that we had already...
We did discuss this, if I remember correctly.
It started, I think the grant became available October 1st of this year, so that's why we want to get the agreement in place.
Well, this is the complete sub-grant agreement. We had a copy of a similar one before. Does anybody have any questions? We were all in favor of it. It targets specific issues to address and stuff like that.
We address certain traffic issues such as speeding on the highways. There's DWI grant is also involved in that as well, so we'll be doing some of that enforcement too. So
Cell phone stuff too, like.
cell phone, yeah, as well. Road
Yeah,
checks.
it does say distracted driving also. I guess
Yeah.
that would be cell
Yeah, cell
phone.
phones, yeah.
Does anybody have any questions on this?
I do not.
It's pretty straightforward.
Somebody want to make a motion that I can sign this?
Yeah, I'll move that we sign the sub-grant agreement with the Rutland County Sheriff's Department.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Thanks for working on that for us, Tom. Any announcements?
Oh, I have an announcement to pass along from the Pawlet Volunteer Fire Department regarding that shiny new truck that I have passed many times while I walk back and forth. So they posted this on Front Porch Forum, so I'll just read this off for folks. Have you noticed the shiny new truck taking shape in the Pawlet Volunteer Fire Department's dooryard all summer? That's Attack 543, our new initial attack apparatus. This Saturday, October 18, from 4 to 5 p.m., our doors will be open and firefighters will be on hand to show off the new truck to the community. All are welcome. At 5 p.m., we will hold a brief commissioning ceremony to thank our firefighters for all their hard work on this truck and to officially place A543 in service for the Pawlet community. So Saturday at 4 p.m., join the Pawlet Fire Department for a little celebration.
Excellent.
I will be there. It's so close to my house.
Right.
Close.
Well, that's good. Very good. Any other announcements? No. Zoning administrator?
No report, and the log is posted, the most current zoning log is posted.
Okay. Thank you, Nancy. Anything planning commission?
Yeah, we, thank you so much.
It's on.
Yeah, we received a copy of the Timoth Town Plan. It's a draft for review. So the PPC is reviewing it and seeing if there are any improvement areas we can identify for our town plan. There was also a discussion with regard to the town resiliency plan or lack thereof. This addresses issues like a post-emergency situation. We have a great emergency management plan and that, but once all that's done and trying to recover from that, we felt there was a need to identify some of our local business or individuals that could just neighbor to neighbor help each other recover from anything if anything were to happen. So that was just a roundhouse discussion we had. We're going to come back in our next meeting and kind of formalize a plan for that. And the next meeting won't be till November the 3rd. Everybody was going to be away for the next scheduled meeting, so we wouldn't have a quorum. I'll be meeting with Debbie tomorrow, and we'll be sending out that updated date. That's it.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay, Ed, thank you for joining us tonight and reading that report. James.
Yes, sir. Hello. 2 weeks ago, pretty much all week, we just hauled for winter material at the main Pawlet shop. Then last week, we mowed and blew leaves on Waite Hill, River Road, 153, Heatherington. Fixed graded and graded washouts on Waite Hill Road. Placed manhole cover on 153 in West Pawlet. Jim was out. Matthew started. And then this week, we're doing our hauling for winter material in West Pawlet shop. We're mowing, blowing leaves on Danby Pawlet Road, North Pawlet Road. Talked to Tim Rice today. Paving does start next week. So I also talked to both Pawlet and West Pawlet Fire Department chiefs. Dave Descartes is, I think, not right now, I think, but tonight he said he was going to wash that bridge on 153 because Tim wanted to look at it and stuff tomorrow at 9. So that's getting done right now. And next week we're going over winter equipment, getting ready, prepping for shoulder install after paving gets done, and continue mowing and blowing leaves on roads remaining. That's it.
I'd like to thank James and his crew for doing a nice job around this town hall, cleaning it up.
Yes.
Looks really good. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions or comments? So one thing that came to my mind, last year, because we're using that coarser aggregate on the back roads, some people don't have any option for a little bit of sand for their driveway. You know, personal, to go down and grab a bucket and grab any sand. I was curious, is there any material that we could just put a couple truckloads up at each place, so if someone just wanted to come and get a little bit of sand?
Yeah, I think there's material at both places. We just have to mix it with salt or put it inside. Because it's gonna freeze solid, especially if we're not using it,
Right.
so.
It's curious if that would be something that we could incorporate, because people have always been able to go there, and now those rocks are a little bit aggressive for some people, like if they want it for a sidewalk or something like that.
At the main Pawlet shop, we do have like a smaller stone mix that has already salt mixed into it right now.
Okay.
But yeah, it still
So that's-
still seems a little coarse, I guess.
I wasn't even aware of that, so people could go.
ramps.
You've got a bunch of material in your ramp and Pawlet that you could use.
Yeah, because I know
too.
like on like the hedgerow, there's a pile with the Jersey barriers. There's the mixed in with salt and some smaller stone there.
So,
yeah.
so there is some that the homeowner could come in and get a little pail for, okay.
We just have to make sure to mix it or tarp it, mix it
Yeah.
with salt or tarp it,
Just-
because if we're not using it every day,
Right,
the pile's gonna freeze solid.
sure, okay.
Yep.
And if it is something that's available for folks, it would be nice if we, like, let people know. Because, I mean, I didn't know there was ever an option to get that. That would be nice. I have a gravel driveway.
Yeah, a lot of people used to go with a couple
Uh-huh.
buckets to the sand sheds and get a little bit, you know, when the ice situations were around. And if we had a small pile that was something that they could achieve, that would be handy for people. So if you can work something out and let us know, then we'll.
Yes, sir. And then I just want to add real quick, Kaiser 2 weeks ago tried to make a delivery. The driver, I talked to Bob already, but he took pictures of the West Pawlet fuel tank, and then they called for inspection. They can't deliver because it's not sitting on a cement pad, and it's also the same story for the main Pawlet garage as well. So I just want to leave that out there.
I told James that we can look into maybe getting some cement concrete slabs if he's able to empty that tank in West Pawlet,
Yeah.
or get it down low enough, we'd be able to mount it onto a concrete slab.
Get
and
it
then
onto a,
there's meters on it, gauges
Yeah.
on it to know how much is in it. And so it's when it's at its latest point, we'd be able to get it moved and then contact them to come fill
come
it.
back and fill it, okay. You have to kind of maintain that and work through that process, but that slab something you might be able to come up with, find
Yeah.
somewhere,
Yeah.
okay. All right, that's good. Anything else that you have to offer for us, or?
No, sir.
No, I noticed that you and Jill have gone back and forth and you're all set on the manholes and stuff, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep,
good.
that's all set.
So, everything else is in order for the paving, so.
Yep.
Good. Okay, and the new man started the 6th?
Last week. Yep.
Last Monday,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Excellent. Anybody else have any questions for the roadman? Thank you for joining us tonight. Anything from the assessors?
There was a September, I forwarded it to everybody, so there was the update from Tyler Technologies with a progress report on the townwide reappraisal. So everybody, the board members got that in their email. Do you need me, would you like for me to read it? Or are you happy?
No, I was just
Okay.
gonna look for it, but
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything that we really needed to read. It just gave us that.
I think a big highlight thing for everybody to know is that the Tyler Technologies team, which is the reappraisal company that we're working with, mailed letters to all property owners, and they are working to inspect all of the properties in town for the reappraisal that's coming up. So if you've received that, make sure that you look into that and make a plan to get your property inspected.
And honestly, they've already been coming around. They've been over in our area,
Yeah.
so. And the other thing is I have a letter that I received today that I have to pass on to the assessors from a citizen, so taxpayer, so and I will take that and I'll mail it to him tomorrow, scan it and email it to him tomorrow. Town clerk.
So a memo from Deb. Vinny Covino has spent some time in the offices making sure all is running okay, in as much as one of the computers in the assessor's office was updated to Windows 11. There were concerns that things would merge well with existing programs and devices. It appears that, other than needing to recover emails, all is functioning well. While here, he sat down with Deb and they have ordered a new computer for the clerk's office, and once it's delivered, he will do the installation. Deb is running the equipment for the PEG TV broadcast this evening and will be not in the office next Wednesday, October 22nd.
Well, thank you for both jobs, Deb. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Okay. Treasurer's report.
Hi, 2 warrants this week. Payroll's $8,257.79. Accounts payable is $41,048.45. The breakdown is general fund $15,714.65, highway $27,422.64, and wastewater $61,68.95. My office will be closed the week of the 20th for vacation, and I will also not be available. I'll be coming in the morning to finish checks as it's a select board week, but then I will, I have meetings that I will not be available for most of the day on Wednesday, the 29th. And then lastly, we need to start thinking about scheduling a budget meeting. So generally we do that in November on an off week, which would be, so we're meeting, so today's the 14th.
The 4th,
28th. Yeah, so the 4th or the 18th. I think the 18th would be more reasonable than the 4th.
When does Thanksgiving turn? That's not Thanksgiving week,
Thanksgiving is the 27th, and you are scheduled to have a meeting on the 25th.
Okay.
The 4th is election day too.
But we don't have one this year.
Okay.
Right.
I think the 18th would be fine.
18th? Sounds good to me, the 18th. What do you guys?
Yeah, that'll work.
Everybody fine with that? The 18th. Perfect.
7 o'clock.
That's fun.
Oh, I have a question for Julie. I was looking at the quarterly budget that you sent around, and I noticed that for the payroll for the library employees, that it was, because we'd appropriated that, however much that was, to the library. So for the library, it's under appropriations and it's budgeted. But when the salaries are actually coming out, they're still under the line items for like the library assistant and stuff.
Right, and so that's a coding thing, and
Okay.
also, and I'll be forthcoming, we, in my appropriations that I did, I think at the last meeting, I neglected to pay the library, and then they're supposed to pay us. I did sit down today and put together the Excel spreadsheet for what they owe us. At your next meeting, I will pay the library, and then they will pay us for their employees.
Okay.
And when that money comes in, I will net it negative against those
All right,
lines.
so that'll balance out then once that happens.
Correct.
Great. That's all I wanted to know. I was like, look, I see this one is more than 1,000% or whatever. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Very good. Thank you.
I'll move on the payroll warrant, number 26022 for $8,257.79. in accounts payable warrant number 26023 for $41,048.45.
I'll second
Second
that.
that. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any more questions or comments for the treasurer? Thanks for joining us.
I just want to thank Jessica for the question because I really do appreciate when there's a second set of eyes on the stuff that I give you. So knowing that people are looking at it, I really do like that. Thank you.
That's good for everybody, for sure. Thank you, Jessica. Anything from the emergency management?
Yes. Bob Morlino emailed a report from September 2025 summary. So Bob and Ed attended the Vermont Emergency Preparedness Conference in Killington. The Pawlet Emergency Management Team met to discuss Pawlet's participation in the statewide exercise, the Binary Blitz. Bob Morlino attended the Rutland Regional Planning Commission's emergency management meeting, and Bob Morlino and Jackie Becker conducted shelter training for some of the shelter staff. And that's Bob's report. Jennifer Sullivan also submitted a brief report sharing for the health officer, sharing that there was not much to report other than a dog bite in Pawlet.
Okay. Good. Thank you both for that. Facilities. Anything on facilities this meeting or?
Yep.
Oh, the doors are.
Well,
I didn't
yeah,
even pay
look at the
attention.
door.
Yeah.
Look at the door.
I walked right through it. It worked so easy. I didn't even think about it. Wow.
He'll come back and do the weather stripping on that. So he's gonna also reach out to Meg and make sure what's approved for
Yeah.
the weather stripping. But the doors came out, I think, real close to being perfect. So kudos to Mr. Will for doing such a nice job, professional job. Very happy with him. And the other thing is I'm still waiting for the meet with the painter. He postponed meeting this morning until next week, so that's been delayed. And that's all I have currently.
Just 1 second. I do have something. Let me find it here. October 22nd, Jacob's gonna put the heating system in the West Pawlet sewer treatment plant. And I guess that's all I got for facilities. I haven't heard anything from the wastewater other than just the normal reports. The testing and stuff all seems to be going on fine.
Did you have him still coming to meet with Miss Julie to walk through the walkthrough through this building?
He's supposed to be scheduled to do a cleaning and stuff here, so I'll make sure, because now it's getting to the point where we may need it.
Well, they kind of had to struggle yesterday, I think, and figure out what switch to throw so they could have heat in here.
Right, did you remember which one, or did Nancy?
I didn't know which one, and it was Karen and I just push buttons until I find a button that works.
What could go wrong?
And what could go wrong?
And it seemed to be working quite well today when I walked in, so good button pushing.
I just want to say I'm hopeful that he does not want to come the same day that he puts the furnace in, because the week that I'm scheduled to not be here is designed to be vacation.
Yeah. I'm going to, I'm just gonna ask him if he has that scheduled, and I'm gonna tell him that you want, instructions on how to operate everything, and that he needs to coordinate with you to do that.
Thank you.
Reports to the community. School board?
I do have one. So before our regular meeting on Monday, October 6th, at the Medowee Community School, the board held a well-attended public forum on the topic of statewide education consolidation. I'd like to express gratitude for our community showing up and making your voices heard about the values and priorities surrounding public education. After the public forum, we continued on to our regular meeting, at which we monitored Policy 2.3, which is about financial condition and activities. We also continued to discuss redistricting as a board based on the feedback that we had just received from our community. Our next regular meeting is November 3rd at the Rupert Firehouse. At that meeting, we will be beginning our fiscal year 27 budget work, and we welcome the public to join us as always.
Anybody have any questions regarding the school board? Thank you for sharing that with us. Public library?
Corey couldn't be here tonight, but she just wanted me to say that we're keeping the library open regular hours, and that's about all right now.
Okay. So I will say that we got a email with a petition concerning the Pawlet Public Library, and I'm going to say that we appreciate the interest. However, the town elects a board of trustees to operate the library, and the state has very clear rules on what their responsibilities are, and hiring and firing of employees is not part of the select board's responsibility. So, anything else for the Pawlet Public Library? Okay. Older unfinished business.
I can do my little report here on the on the MERP grant, which is the Municipal Energy Resilience Program grant, which is set to get some energy efficiency in both this building and in the library building. So the advisory group, which is made up of myself for the select board and Lauren and Grace for the library trustees, and Frank and Linda for the planning commission, met today with the folks from Architect, which is the firm that is doing the work for us, and also with some folks from Rutland Regional Planning Commission. And the purpose of this meeting was to go over the very beginning preliminary budget for what we might want to do for both of these buildings. And no surprise to anyone, the stuff that we might potentially do comes out to more than what the grant comes for. So there's going to be some choices to get made, as always. There's also some possibilities for us to get some incentives, both from Efficiency Vermont and from maybe Green Mountain Power. So they're going to have to plug those in yet, so we might save a little money there. And there's also the potential of us applying for another grant, which we've gotten in the past, the historical preservation grant. So if we were able to get one of those next year, that could give us a little extra cash as well. And I also do at some point want to get with you, Julie, to see about where we're at with our capital projects budget. I mean, I know a bunch of that is scheduled for particular things, but if we did end up needing a little bit extra for something, what would be in there that we could potentially consider using? So I want to get with you on that. So the main things that are on this budget that are being looked at are, of course, the first thing is sort of the envelope, the ceiling, air sealing, improving insulation and stuff like that. The second is the improving the HVAC equipment. And then the third is looking at going to like LED lights for a number of the lights to save on electricity. The biggest ticket item is obviously the HVAC stuff. And so we're going to really have two options to look at. And it's kind of exciting because the top option for us actually, which is not the case for most buildings, is geothermal. And it's a bit more expensive up front, but do you have it?
I'm very familiar.
Yeah. So, however, because as opposed to like an air source heat pump, which then has to pull from the air outside. So say it's like, and they'll get much more details to us on this, but say it's like below zero outside, and it's trying to heat from the below zero air. If you use the geothermal, it's trying to heat from the, 45 degrees underground?
55.
55? Yeah, so it can be much more efficient down to colder temperatures and even much more efficient to cool in the summer. It is a much bigger expense right off the bat. So it might end up being that we could only do one building with that, or we might end up wanting to go with the air ones, but then they would cost more to run. So this is kind of a bit of a trade-off for us. The thing that made me pleased about it was that Shelley from Architect was saying that and a couple of you were there at the meeting. She was saying that their engineer that they work with on the HVAC, that normally he doesn't ever recommend putting out the extra money for the geothermal, but because of how our space is and how we have the two buildings right next to each other, we could get like the economy of scale. And just look, and also both of these buildings already have a boiler that uses water. And so they wouldn't have to put in a new boiler. What they do would be basically, they'd have to drill the holes and then they'd hook up that to the existing system. So with the way our two buildings are, it's kind of like, it would work well for that. So they were like, we could recommend it. So anyhow, we're gonna have to move forward looking at those options. And I'm hoping that this advisory group is going to be able to come up with a couple different options and all the numbers, like how much it would cost to run and all that for the select board to look at. There won't be any decisions to be made for sure until they're going to do a blower door test for both buildings on Monday, November the 3rd. So the town hall is going to be closed on November the 3rd, which it's normally open on. Library is normally closed on Monday anyhow. And after that, they'll have much more clearer numbers for us. So the next time that this advisory group meets in November, the advisory group's going to make some initial determinations and then is going to bring that back to the select board.
Jessica, sorry, Frank.
Go ahead. You had your hand up.
So we're rescheduling the planning commission meeting for the 3rd that evening. Is it going to be closed still?
I
Or?
think it should be done by then.
Okay. Or should we just reschedule another date?
I would be sure that they're not going to want to be here at 7:30 at night.
And honestly,
Well, I'm hoping not, but-
when we talk to them, they're going to try to do both buildings in one day. I can see if they'll just do town hall first to make sure they get
Oh,
it.
perfect. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Sorry.
Frank?
Also, the
Hold on,
engineer,
Frank.
also, the most important part was the engineer who knows a lot about this stuff. This is the only site he has ever recommended enthusiastically to be geothermal. He's pushed negatives on every other site he's ever worked on. So this is a very interesting development. It's such a good site.
Good. Julie?
I
remember vaguely that you talked about the town hall being closed on November 3rd, but so is that like we're not allowed in here and I should plan to work from home? Or I can come in like the back door and work?
I think that they need to just close the whole building. I talked to Deb about it, and because they had wanted to do it on the 27th, and that day won't work great because I think that somebody's coming in to install something on that day. So Deb suggested the 3rd, and that then we would just close the building and everyone would have to work from home just that one day. But yeah, I emailed Deb about it earlier today to just because they have finally for sure scheduled it. So yeah, the building will have to be closed.
Nancy?
Have you advised Tyler of this?
Mhm.
Have you advised Tyler of this?
I have not. I had hoped that once I advised Deb, that Deb could advise everybody else who works here about it.
I can put a note out.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, and again, I just got the confirmation today of the date. That's it for my report.
Anything else? Julie reminded me of something that we were going to discuss, is the insurance claim for the break-in at the garage. Where do we stand on that? James, have you had a chance to compile to the best of your knowledge list? Okay.
Yeah.
So I have that list.
Okay.
I have a folder that I started. When it first happened, I had asked about if we should do it, and everyone wanted to like pump the brakes and get a complete list and things like that. So I guess I just need to know that it's okay with everybody. I can come in tomorrow and file a claim.
I would think after that list is compiled, it looks like a pretty fair amount of money and loss, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I have the list of what it is that's missing. I
Yeah.
haven't put fair market value to it.
Right, but just looking at it, you would say it's a sizable amount of money that was lost. So we really, I think we need to put in a claim.
Plus, we'll also have the contractor and the door to replace it. So keep that in mind, even though he's met
Yeah.
with James, so he's got to get you the
So that will go
paperwork.
on the list too.
So keep that on there, please.
Okay, but yes, so just unanimous, we want Julie to place. Kristen?
Ethan Pepin of the Rutland Regional Planning Commission, I believe it's Rutland Regional. Is that where Ethan is?
Yeah.
So he is the individual that is going to be working with James on some of the road inventory projects, and he's the one, along with Stephanie, who advised that we needed to order the new iPad. And he had emailed me today, which had been approved previously, but he emailed several days ago, wondering what the status was of that. Has that been ordered yet?
No, thank you. I forgot about
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
But I will.
He
add
asked,
that to
and
the list. Yep.
I haven't answered because I haven't been sure. So I'll let him know that we're planning to get it on order, and then if it works for James, I'll include you on that email, and then once you get it, if you want to take that full ball and run with it with Ethan, that would be great.
Okay, one other thing I forgot to ask you about is from the cleaning lady. She's asking to up her rate. Is that something we can do all right, or? Okay. I'll take the great big package and we can have it.
Mike, I also just remembered, while you're opening that, the VLCT compensation survey that they do every year, we have the hard copy that came to my office.
Okay.
I also have it digitally.
Okay.
So I can email all of you the digital copy. And then I have the hard copy if anyone wants to look at that. I just didn't remember to let you guys
I'd
know.
love to see the digital copy.
Yes, that would be great. I saw that the notice came out today that it's available, and I was wondering about that. I'm interested.
Does anything need to be done for the budget, for the rate request? For the
Yeah, how do we go about handling that? We'll have to make a motion.
If you
and
agree to
approve.
that, then at the next meeting, I will have an updated pay rate sheet and you can sign it.
Okay, so we need to have a motion made and second to adjust the
I'll
rate
make
to
a
that.
motion to adjust the rate to that.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. This might be something that you'll like, James. I think so. Policy planning mapping. General highway maps. Ooh. Oh, yeah. You're gonna love them.
It's highway maps.
Yep. You can check it out when we're done, but it's the town, the state highway maps and stuff, so. Nothing we have to do anything with. Okay. Older unfinished business. Is there any more older unfinished business, or?
They should probably have us here, maybe someplace we can.
Does anybody know of any other older unfinished business tonight? Did everybody see the letter, the email that I passed around about the grant administrator position?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't, I don't know if I copied you. I don't think I copied you on it.
Then
Did
I
you
don't
look at it?
see it.
I saw it, I didn't read it.
Did you look at it?
I didn't look at it.
Okay, so we'll have to, please check that out. Julie put together some numbers and stuff for us to consider, and please reach out with any questions to me, and
And the one with the start date and stuff on it? Yeah.
yes, I believe so. So, and she wouldn't be able to start till the end of the month anyway, so we have a window, so we'll just need to review that before the next meeting, and if we have any questions, we'll have to go from there. Public comment? Frank?
Yeah, I'm doing an update.
Frank, you can. Not till you have the stick.
An update on the open meeting law legislative working group at the Secretary of State's office. It's going on about every 2 weeks. It's starting to wrap up. And what it's boiling down to is a lot of what they've been coming under at the state rulemaking relative to meeting attendance and and people who want to come to the meetings but apparently have trouble listening, hearing, and doing other things, disabled people. So they want full inclusion. And the problem, not a problem, but a major consideration the legislature is going to have to take under, is going to have to weigh, is that apparently the Americans with Disability Act overrules all of this, meeting access to the place, handicap access. So anything that's protected under the Americans with Disability Act is all of a sudden going to have to be included in the meetings, and that's the way this whole thing's going. And one of the thing is the legislature, and I said this is a major consideration, and the legislature is going to have to consider it seriously, is that because they want people to do, some people in the group want people doing ASL, American Sign Language, at every meeting, and to be available by contract for every town. And I was saying, well, if you're going to require that, there's business being done at the meeting, like payroll, like grants, like all these things that are time of the essence and have to be done. If a person or that service is not provided at the meeting, then can the meeting legally be held? And that needs to be a serious question, because it's going to interrupt the total flow of the business and it will blow the fact that we have a quorum out of the water if this service can't be given, making it an illegal meeting. So that's going to be, the legislature's going to...
So you're still in, this hasn't wrapped up yet, so you'll keep bringing us,
That's right. But
you'll
this
keep
is-
bringing us
this is-
updates as you go along?
It needs, it needs to be a consideration that the town has to get the business done at the meeting, no matter what.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Anybody else have?
Hi, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Margie Pritchard, and I just recently, along with my sons, hey Frank, purchased the Spiral Barn on Route 153 in West Pawlet. And just by way of a little history, I lived on the farm about 13 years ago and tried to purchase it then unsuccessfully. Jack Riley, even though he gave voice to wanting to sell it, he didn't want to sell it. It was he loved that property, but I just was very fortunate to be able to negotiate with the family after Mrs. Riley's passing, and just closed on the farm last week. Just background, my son's great-grandfathers, both of them, both Dorrance. If you come in through Granville or Route 22 on Dorrance Road, he had the dairy farm there, and Ike Pritchard, who my older son is named after, he also had a farm in this area. They've been in this area since the late 1800s because they had slate quarries. So they're not new to this area. I've been coming up here for 40 years. We have property on Lake St. Catherine. And notwithstanding the, I would say, aggressive, unfriendly certified letter that we received from the zoning administrator, we're very excited about the property. We're very much looking forward to working with the town and the people of West Pawlet to bring a little life back to that corner. Our first thing is we're going to lift the barn, and we're going to hopefully repair that foundation, because if we don't do that, the barn's going to go in the next couple of years because the foundation's in quite bad shape. We will restore eventually in the next year or so after that, hopefully restore the farmhouse. We will be farming the farm. Rich can laugh at that because I've talked to Rich. We don't quite know what that means yet because we're going to have to sort that. But we're really excited to bring some life and vitality back to that farm. And eventually, maybe we got ahead of ourselves with all of our excitement because our excitement and ambition far outweighs our knowledge, let's say. But we would love for it to be an event space at some point and repurpose that barn for the community. And what that means, we don't know. We're not there yet. It's going to take a lot of time, energy, and funding. But rest assured that whatever we do, we will be compliant with zoning and with any permitting requirements. But we are really excited, and I just wanted you all to know that we're back. So whatever that is going to look like.
Well, welcome back. Welcome to Pawlet.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to working with you all. So.
Thank you. If you keep an eye out on the Spiral Barn on Facebook and on Instagram, we're trying to build the narrative, let people know the history, and sort of engage the community on what we're doing.
But it'll always be Fred Jones's to me.
Okay, that's fair.
Sorry about that. That's what happens when you grow up here. You remember stuff from 100 years ago.
That's fine, and so that's all good.
Anything else or new business? Julie?
Still on public comment?
Sure.
I would just like to, two things. I want to acknowledge as the school board chair, it's been a really, really hard year for all of my school board members, and the redistricting and legislative stuff that has been happening has been incredibly intense and essentially soul sucking. And in light of that, and being here tonight, I just feel compelled to thank all of you for your service to your community, because not enough people thank us for the work that we do. So thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for being on the school board, for the library board, and everybody that does their part in the whole town. Anything else under public comment?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.